with Henry Armour, the president of NACS. Henry, it's been a difficult year and a half. Would you say this has probably been the most challenging year as the head of NACS?
Well, sure. I mean, NACS is a event-driven organization, so anybody that does events, it's been super challenging. But you know, our industry has done remarkably well for the last year and a half, 2 years. And I think it really emphasized or showed how essential our businesses are, how engaged we are in our communities, and how, you know, many stores, large stores were shut down, restaurants were shut down. It really changed consumers' lives a lot, and we were there. We were the closest stores to their homes, and so it was challenging for NACS. It's certainly challenging for all of us because of the change in our lives that took place. But we're a very nimble industry, right? We're a very nimble industry that's grounded really in our communities. And I think we responded extremely well.
Yeah. So now we're on the third day of the show.
Yep.
How exciting has it been to get it, going? And it seems like it's been pretty successful. What's your opinion on it?
Well, the buzz has been absolutely amazing, and we're all humans, and I think almost all of us have had enough of talking to each other on screens, computer screens. The buzz here is just the intense excitement about being back together in person again with old friends, new contacts, to talk about the industry, to share knowledge. You can, in a digital way, it's a one-way conversation with respect to knowledge. A huge piece of what NACS does is to allow people then to explore the knowledge together. Not just receive it one way, but then look both ways to your peers in the industry and say, hey, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? And it's been super exciting here. I've heard nothing but great support and excitement for the show.
Let's talk about some of the initiatives that NACS is doing right now. I feel like True Age is one of the big things that you're involved in, and a very good representation of how you try to be ahead of the industry, right, and help your members and the industry as a whole. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about this concept and why is it so important?
Sure. So around the world, as I said a minute or two ago, we're in every community. I mean, we're smaller stores, but we're really quite embedded in every community. And one of the things that we've seen over the last decade is an increasing societal concern about socially responsible retailing. You know, communities are more concerned today than ever before about, minors not having access to age-restricted products, alcohol abuse, tobacco, vape, all of those things. And, we used to think, the industry used to think about compliance checks and so forth, and 95% compliance was satisfactory. We don't think that. We think society's demanding more than that. And so we created True Age, which is a state-of-the-art age verification project built for the digital world of tomorrow. Today, age verification, we all have plastic or paper driver's licenses or passports that we show to verify our age. That's not going to be around much longer. It's all going to be digital. So we built True Age for a digital age, backward compatible, very sensitive to data privacy. I don't know about, well, I do know it. When you do searches on Google search about something, isn't it amazing the next time you're on Facebook that you get an ad for this? I think people are very skeptical of that and what big tech is doing behind the scenes. I think there's also a lot of, there's a difference between age verification and identity verification. So we have data privacy built into True Age, And it protects retailers because we embed a token into the POS T-log data that a valid ID has been checked. So after the fact, if the retailer is accused of selling to a minor, there's proof they didn't sell to a minor. So it's an exciting project. We have, we announced here at the show, the two largest brewers in the United States, Anheuser-Busch and Molson Coors, are founding sponsors of it. During the show, Altria, the manufacturers of Marlboro, came on board as the largest tobacco company. Just this morning, I announced that Juul, the largest e-cigarette manufacturer, has joined as a supporter of True Age. So we think it's built for the future to help, and it's for all categories.
Yeah.
All categories, all channels, not just convenience. But we're the ones who thought it was most important to do.
Yeah, it's a fascinating project. To finish off, what would you say are some of the other hot topics that you've heard from retailers and suppliers during these 3 days? It seems like self-checkout has become a huge thing, also connected to this year and a half that we've been experiencing. So maybe you can give us a few...
So I think last mile solutions is a big topic. Obviously EVs and EV charging and business models around that, because I think people have focused on the technology behind it and not so much so how do you actually make money on EV charging and what the business model is. You referenced self-checkout. You know, it's been a while. You know, Amazon Go was launched a while ago. Self-checkout in the old thing, particularly UK's been around for decades, right? UK led it. What's really accelerate the interest now is the labor shortages around the world, and looking at, are there elements that we can pursue that'll help us deal with this labor shortage. So I think that the big topics that we have seen, last mile, EV charging, true age verification. I think the other thing that's a year ago, not, if I asked CEOs of big companies, problems, it wasn't on the radar screen. Today it's number one, and that's supply chain disruptions.
Yeah.
So supply chain is a big topic.
Well, Henry, it's been great to be back to the NACS Show with Mr. Dearly. There is definitely a buzz in the air. Everyone's happy to be back in person. One thing that this showed us this year is the importance of in-person events, right? They're not going anywhere. And thank you for having us.
Well, look forward to seeing you at the NACS Show a year from now in Las Vegas. That's going to be great. And then in the interim, our Convenience Summit Asia, which will be in Singapore, and Convenience Summit Europe in Berlin. So it's been great chatting with you this morning.
All right, we'll try to be there.
Stay well and travel safe.